Yeah, Grand Rising or Grand Set. Every time y'all watch this video, man, thank you for tapping into this, informative information and stuff like that, or just, views or perceptions from me. And I think the first thing I really want to talk about is, I was about to say talk to, but I guess I'm doing both. But I don't know. Well, I do know. My fault. Sorry. The first thing I want to start is, because shit, I'm gonna do this in the dark. One thing I want to start is, bro, I'm getting tired of this shit. Like, I don't think I look and observe a lot of people, like any social media platform, and the things they say to people, and they don't realize that they don't even realize their own perception of their own psychological reasoning of what they're explaining to masses of people, or even it's affecting their own psychological programming. There we go, my fault, the word. But anyway, people be so mesmerized, they don't even know that they mesmerized by these people, or even down on, even though I got the candle lit, it's fucking flickering, but they don't even realize how they're getting programmed. I'm getting tired of a lot of things that I see on this social media platform. Sometimes I even question people's sanity. It's not that I'm saying that I'm a perfect or anything like that, or nothing. I'm not saying these type of things. I really get tired. I understand. Okay, let me just point this out, right? Everybody has morals. It doesn't matter if somebody views somebody else's morals as wrong or bad. There's no such thing as good and bad. It's such thing as balance. That's the only realist I can get with this type of shit. But it depends on the balance of oneself. It's only the balance that you perceive, that you think is balance. If that makes any total sense. It's not what people tells you is balance, or what they perceive as their own moral compass of their own balance. Everybody have their own view of balance. But anyways, just to get this out there, bro, most of the time, bro, it's good to study. It's good to search for knowledge, stuff like that. They don't want the code, metaphysics, so on. You know what I mean? But the whole purpose of this is finding your own truth or perception of what you're reading. Everything that you're reading or getting information, even when you get downloads, you got to interpret it into your own something keep telling me to say mesmerized perception. The down, definitely if it's dealing with download of yourself, but anyways, back to this, basic knowledge or from the physical, you know what I mean, bro. Like, people need to stop really out here programming these people's minds. Like, I sit and read, like, I don't even like reading comments no more, because people's minds are so, it's not even it's not, like, I don't like put myself higher or lower than people, but people just need to, like, actually sit down with themselves and actually just delete all this shit that they even program from other people's own thought process, even from my own thought process. What I'm saying is actually, what I'm basically saying is actually to make you only think for yourself, from what you believe. From a believing and a knowing. You can't have one over the two. You have to have both. That's balance itself. But anyways, bro, let me get deeper to what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, bro, first thing I hate on here is, bro, with this darkness shit. Like, first of all, bro, darkness don't have anything to do with people evil, all this other shit. I was just, before I even got on here, I was just watching the video, like, I already studied my zodiac sign, but I was curious about certain things. I wanted to see where people mentality at when it's come to these things. So I'm looking at a lot of different, like, dark side of people, so-called personality traits with zodiac signs. I don't think people even get the concept of anything at all. I don't get how they'll say the dark side of a zodiac sign, and it don't have nothing to do with their zodiac sign. It's dealing with their own psychological issues. It depends how they was raised in their own surrounding. Yes, your zodiac sign from whatever you is plays a effect, because that was the placements of lights that was formed when you was born, basically. But those don't have negative, those don't have any negative traits. That's what I'm basically saying. Every what I'm basically saying, right? Let me use for example, right? What song can I use? I'm not gonna use no signs, right? I think you can put your own signs and then compare with certain things that they say, and look at it from reality standpoint. Not don't put the signs, don't put people's psychological issues and how people was raised and stuff like that as a negative side of anything. Or not even just that. Like, I'm getting tired with people saying this darkness shit, like they're doing stuff evil and all this shit is demonic. Not demonic. First of all, demonic or demon means actually a genie or a genius. First of all, let's get that correct. And people don't really, this is how I know people are just, I don't want to put it from a standpoint of people are just not aware. You know what I mean? That's how I know when I read a lot of different things or comments. This don't have nothing to do with self-righteousness. I throw all that bullshit out of the window, bro. We're perfect and imperfect at the same time. That's balance itself, bro. And that's just reality, bro. This is how we come in, bro. We're in hell already, bro. I don't see how people think that this shit is some other shit. I don't know. People be talking about all this other shit. Like, oh, different with this light bullshit. This light bullshit was irritates me because it's like they make it seem like, oh, fun and la la. No, bro, this shit not no fun la la bullshit, bro. Like, people be like really misunderstanding their own assignment, bro. People don't even know that light itself is an illusion. Definitely when we're dealing with this specific color of light that people be talking about. This light that we're living into, this reality is an illusion. If we have to die and go to the reality, which is, I'm not even gonna get too deep with that. If we have to die and reach that level of darkness and actually enter reality, if this place is an illusion, and I don't want to say like a holographic place, no, it's real. But it's an illusion. It's not the real world, what I'm basically saying, because everything started from a spiritual aspect in the first place before we even drop down to something called physical, which everything is vibrating at its slowest velocity or rate of vibration. First of all, I really don't get it. People be putting all this shit, and then not even just that. Darkness is only basically dealing with the subconscious mind when we're talking about from a physical aspect in reality. This don't have anything to do with anything evil. Now let me get back into this demonic shit. First of all, from what I gather, I don't even, people like I'll sit there and listen to like certain tarot card readers. It's not to bash nobody out here, bro, but when I listen to certain tarot card readers and stuff like that, oh, they're using demonic things against you. And from my own knowledge, from what I know, is definitely when people dealing with witchcraft, I'm not saying that they can't do this and that, but if we get deeper into these aspects of what these people are talking about, these beings or these deities that they claim as demonic, which are actually just old gods became before these new gods that they have, which they take form of this light energy, if you want to put it in that aspect. These are what they basically banish and condemn as evil or eval, if you want to get deep. But evil don't even mean, I'm not finna get in all that. Most of these words that we're using, demonic and stuff like that, the aspects that these people are still thinking from is from a Christianity standpoint, or Muslim standpoint, or any other religious out there, Hinduism, Buddhism, fucking, I'm not with the atheist shit, first of all, but I don't want to throw atheists out there because I'm not really atheist and I don't really study all that weird shit in the first place. But yeah, man, and they'll say that, oh, this demon or whatever is attacking you and all this, all this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? I just, I sit there. I ain't saying that it's not not a duality to these type of things, but I don't think that these demonic or these geniuses or these old gods are actually doing it. I think it's just how people manipulate that energy. My fault, I was itching my nose. Not in my nose, but top of my nose. But they're manipulating this duality of energy. I don't even want to say darkness because it don't have nothing to do with darkness. It is people manipulating their own psychological reasoning, which people of course, would think is morally wrong, or which the society that we live in is a civilized, barbaric society, which moralism's socialization from what people think that's right or wrong, and that's what throws me off, because most time I'm not gonna get that deep into this video with that type of stuff right now, because I'm probably losing people. I'm probably throwing off niggas routers with this type of shit. You know what I mean? But back to this, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Truly, what's going on? Because to be honest, bro, when we talk about these entities or deities, these niggas are no different from us. I'm saying, if they have emotions, if they can think, or actually, or which are they basically is now, are basically thought forms that feed off our energy. Of course, because you're giving that energy, but they have a thought form from right and wrong. They know. I'm just saying, if we're going to use, if they think, okay, I'm not saying basically right or wrong, but I'm putting an aspect of people where they understand it from their own level of consciousness when they do these type of things. You know what I mean? But to be honest, I think it's only their own creativity. When people use these type of magic and stuff like that, it's what they're creating is a thought form, or whatever deity or entity that they would like them to do. I don't think it's the deity itself. It's just a thought form that they created from their own magical perceptions or aspects of what they're creating. First of all, I don't think the deity itself is actually doing that. Not even just that. Put on top of that, these deities are already transformed, and this is before I was even born. I mean, like from study lectures and metaphysics, and most of these things are just internally, externally, and internally. You know what I mean? Like definitely when we look at Egypt and all these things, all those are dealing with genetics. You know what I mean? But people take it as like a literal thing. I'm not saying that these deities didn't exist, because if we're speaking from a genetic, if everything is above and so below, so basically these type of deity or energies or genetics will have to express itself externally, first of all. But mostly when you look at hieroglyphs, it's internally. It has something to do with the body, not just the body, the spiritual. It's very spiritual incline. First of all, not a decline, an incline. So definitely look at those types of things. I had different types of interactions of actually looking at hieroglyphs, but it was not from Egyptians, of course. It was dealing with the Olmecs and stuff like that. I kind of got, I don't know. Sometimes when I just close my eyes, I just, I see a lot of things happen. Like, I don't know how to really explain it. I remember what a elder has said, and it's so true. I'm not even gonna say it, but I'm not finna say too much into it. But he was saying, like, the spiritual world is so potent, you can just literally close your eyes and you're already there. That's how. It's not to a point where I'm boasting myself from an egotistical standpoint, but it's true. Like, it's very true, and I'm pretty sure people out there already know it's true, because they're experiencing similar, different types of way of their own spiritual journey or perception. So when I closed my eyes, I was seeing these things. I was getting downloads off of it. It was crazy. I seen like 2 different tablets of it. It was crazy. I'm in darkness looking at tablets and stuff like that. Most of the times, it's always a female talking to me. So it's very interesting with that. It depends. It depends though. It's most of the time it's always a female that's it's actually talking to me. I don't really hear male voices unless it was a brother that was contacting me, or if I ask a brother for assistance, he'll telepathic talk to me and stuff like that. But when it comes to like downloads, it's always a female for me. I don't know about everybody else. It's always a woman, straight up. It's always a woman. And when she was showing me these, when I was looking at these things, she was telling me, certain things and stuff like that. I'm not trying to boast myself. I'm not trying to stand from a egotistical standpoint. I'm still, we're all trying to kill this ego. You know what I mean? Even though I've seen other brothers talking about we need the ego, but the ego is The ego basically deals with consciousness, if in the first place, which consciousness actually represent light, if you want to put it like that. And I don't want to demasculate I don't want to demasculate light, because a light is dealing with masculine energies. And I also want to put out there, feminine and masculine is only energies, first of all. And the thing that I don't really get when I look at a lot of these readers and different types of aspects of information is that they only categorize it in physical form. If a woman, definitely, okay, I'm gonna answer what I'm trying to I don't want to, what I'm trying to give or dish out from an intellectual, and from a not even from an intellectual, because the intellectual can block from the heart, but from straight out love or knowing and stuff like that. Whatever category or words that you're trying to use. Almost lost myself. In this society, in these days, because I look at a lot of readings, I don't get how they're making it seem. It's no bash to a female. I'm not gay, none of that shit. But females now, this in our era, is more masculine. Like, they're over masculine. They're at to a point where they're not even to a point of femininity. And I'm not saying all these females are like that, but I'll say at least about 80 or 90% these females are. These females are, it's not to be negative. It's not, they're over masculine, and it's nothing. I'm not. It could be. It is something wrong with that, but it's just that it's not a balance of femininity and masculine energy. I'm not saying they're supposed to be feminine, doing all this weird shit. No, the purpose is having masculine energy, but you need both of these energies to be balanced. And most men's out here is more feminine. So I don't really get when I read these like these things, and I read all the comments, all these females is somehow just straight, like it's all about femininity. To me, it's no balance within the energy at all. And then these energies, people, I get that the first art, the creator itself is feminine. I get that. Or what I would think. I'm not even going to get what I think on that standpoint, but I get that. But that doesn't mean that what you're down in a physical form, you're just feminine. That's totally wrong. We're both coming down here with the same energy. The soul don't have a gender. Even when things, if we're talking about the beginning of creation, we was, what do they call that word? Hermaphrodite, which was male and female at the same time. Because during that time, when we was still dropping lower to the physical, or I don't want to say the physical, when we entered this type of more spiritual aspect where it's two genders, it wasn't never one over the other. This is what I get tired of hearing. Like, I come around hearing all this crazy shit, and I'm just like, yo, it's not even that my knowledge is better than yours. It's not dealing with that. But when you read and actually understand the two energies, that these two energies was manifested at the same time, how can you have one over the other? Yes, the creator is a femininity or a female, but it doesn't mean, I'm saying when we was manifested into this physical, we was manifested as feminine and masculine. The creator itself don't have anything to deal with our the females. What I'm basically saying, what we're looking at from a physical standpoint, females, they don't have nothing to do with it. They don't have nothing to do with the creator itself. Or you can look at it from a male aspect too. You got the mother, the father, and the son or the daughter, whatever you want to look at it, whatever aspect. I really, let me just slow down, bro, because I'm speaking too fast. Let my brain simmer this all in. Let me just slow down. This, what I'm basically saying, bro, just don't have femininity, don't have anything. The great mother don't have anything dealing with the manifestation of us. That's what I'm basically saying. We was here, we was all here at the same time. Masculine and feminine energy was here same time. That's all I'm basically saying. And I'm not at a point. Oh shit. But I'm not gonna get deep into that type of thing. But if y'all want to talk about it, I don't care. I don't want to debate or anything. If we want to have a conversation about it, that's totally different. I could do that. Just for me, not just for me, but get a more understanding from your own level of consciousness, if that makes any sense. But yeah, back to this darkness and light thing. Yes, the light itself is dealing with masculine energy. We both have darkness and light. These are just energies itself. That's what I'm basically saying. This don't have nothing. You can't categorize darkness as evil, vile, unrighteousness. You can't do that, because if you're bashing, because even though I was just, because I had to apologize for me even speaking negative. I wasn't even speaking negative from a masculine standpoint of what they call light is, but what people put the aspect of light is totally wrong. That's what I'm bashing. I'm not bashing the masculine energy, because I don't want people saying, well, you just talking about this and that. No, I was talking about from the consciousness, the level of consciousness, and the aspect of people, how they're explaining these type of energies of these two types of the duality. That's what I was bashing. I'm not talking about the energy itself. That's what I'm basically saying. And then even if you're, and when I hear definitely with these females, when they bashing what they call darkness or dark, they're only bashing their own femininity or feminine. They're only bashing their own feminine energy. That's how I'm looking at it. That's the level of consciousness, that I'm at, and I don't really get why people even do these type of things. People are only looking for, people have to put these words to a point of understanding, but you can't really do that when you're dealing with these two energies. That's a no-go, and you're looking at it from a moralistic compass. You can't do that. You can't categorize these energies. You're gonna fuck up people's minds and programming them from a wrong conscious thinking. And then if our mind's so powerful, we're projecting this into this hell state in the first place. I'm not calling daughter Earth itself hell, but we're in hell. The people that's corporate in this, or not even people, I want to say demiurges or demigod, not demigod, demiurges, my fault, or archons, or this place, they made it hell. That's all I'm saying. We're in hell physically. But yeah, that's the level of consciousness that I'm looking for my own lens. You know what I mean? Then when I'm looking at these traits of these, the dark side of this, the dark side of Aries, Cancers, Leos, and all these things, I don't even think people, these zodiac signs plays a significant role in your journey. But when you actually understand that you're in the center of all these zodiac signs, where you actually tame these energies, it's totally different. But that doesn't consume that it's a dark side to that energy. Only thing that's impacting that is the hell that we live in from these psychological issues that we have in our genetics. That don't have anything to do with the zodiac signs. The zodiac sign actually express and describe certain things, but even to the point when I even read my own zodiac and all these things, I'm not gonna put my own thing. You know, they got these negative aspects on there, and when you look at it, it's no different from psychological issues. This is based in from science, and I'm not saying from the science way of how we look at science from a Western psychology or a Western science or even Eastern science. I'm talking about from this. The word I'm using is this science purely. I'm not using Western or Eastern science. I'm just saying science. I'm probably losing people with this right now, but oh my God, it's to a point. I'm at a point where it's crazy. It's very crazy. Even this karma thing, people, you don't understand how deep. Like people don't understand how deep that they really getting fucked in their ass. Like I feel like, and it's not that I'm saying that I'm not saying their gifts or anything is not legit. Everybody down here has gifts, 100%. But having true knowing and actually understanding these laws, and not understanding from what somebody else, like not even from what they're trying to teach us of these laws are, it's totally wrong. Like definitely with this karma thing, if you can tell, if your cells, scientific speaking, right, if you can tell your cells, if you like the words that I'm saying right now, my cells and every ounce of my cell in my body is listening to everything I'm saying. Do you understand why? You want to know that's the reason why it's 100% fact. Everything that I'm saying out my mouth is holding a frequency and a vibration. Everything in this world have a certain vibration and a frequency. That's why the cells, the mind, the heart, all your emotional bodies, yeah, etheric body, your soul body, your spirit body, whatever you want to say, is listening to your own. It's to a point. Even your environment, your environment and your environment body, not from our body, but the environment of the body. Oh my gosh, you get what I'm trying to say. Basically, the nature itself has its own spiritual aspect of a body. That's what I'm basically saying. The body of it, whatever. I'm not getting into all that because sometimes I have to make sure it makes sense, and I'll make sure I'm getting the message out. Now I'm almost just lost my fucking self where I was going with this. I was talking about the vibration thing. Everything that you say, that you're saying, even from an internal place, it will manifest that whatever energy that you're putting out. This not means that if you do something bad to somebody, you're gonna get that back. No, what I'm basically saying, if you think in your mind from your own programming system that you will get karma for whatever you've done, because if good and bad doesn't exist. If your mind don't think that what you did was bad or good, if we put it from that aspect of thinking, if for example, I'm not promoting violence, but I'm gonna just use this for example. If I think somebody robbed me and killed me, not rob me and kill me. If somebody come in here and trying to rob me and I kill that person, in my psychological or from my own program of my mind, if I think, oh, I'm gonna get karma, then that's what I'm gonna receive is karma. That's what, from whatever, even if you had that in the last life, if you think that you was getting karma for that, that is the same reason why you're going to come here from that same the level of consciousness that you have. You're going to repeat the same thing till you get the shit right. Even if I came and robbed somebody, in my mind, I'm thinking it's good for my own good being, then I won't get any karma. I will think that I'm having good karma. That person would, in his conscious mind, would think he's having good karma. Even when people look at it, they're like, damn, that's bad, or that's evil, or not even. I don't even like using the word evil because it doesn't even mean what people are actually meaning it. And then for all your Christians out there, I don't really get how to. I really don't get y'all because half of the time I know y'all don't even read the book because you. I remember I was talking to this Christian guy. This is a side note, right? He comes to me with this righteous bullshit, right? I'm not an atheist, right? You know what I mean? You know, he keeps saying it's Jesus bullshit. I'm like, his name not Jesus. You know what I mean? Everybody knows this nigga. From a basic conscious community, people know his name is not Jesus at all. That's Zeus, 100%, 100%, whatever, right? Coming with me with this bullshit, and God is righteous and all this stuff, and the thing that I don't get is that people think Jesus is God. That's what throws me the fuck off. And even your Jesus said you is God, but how can Jesus be the only God if he's saying he's the only God, but he's telling you is God? And he said it, what, two or different times. Even when he said God is within I don't want to say 2 times, but when he said ye are gods, which ye means you, he said at least in 2 different sentences. Two different portions of the Bible, but even when he said when he said God is within thee, he's telling you are God. I'm just putting that from a standpoint. And when we get to this language of what God actually means, it's actually a lower form of what you're actually thinking. The word God, when we talk about source and all this stuff, I'm not finna put throw my I guess I use the word belief on here. I won't fringe on that shit, but when we look at the word God, God is not a higher entity. When we talk about when people call themselves gods, It's not even the highest form of what a person can be. First of all, it's good to call yourself a god, a goddess, and all this stuff. But I look at that word, when I hear that word, it's a lower form of a deity, because you can reach a higher self of evolution. If anything's in this world, I don't want to say anything, but in this world, if we can evolve to higher levels of, not even just from a consciousness standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, from a physical standpoint, then you would think that you would have something higher than what we call ourselves. Of course, evolution, baby. Fuck you talking about? And no, I'm not a evolutionist. No, everything here evolves. Even when you get to this form of actually expanding your consciousness, that's evolving your consciousness. The physical self and the spiritual self can also evolve. Even your higher self, what people think that's the ultimate thing, but your higher self as itself evolves. It still learns and grows. Facts. But anyways, yes, the word, when I look at the word God, is actually a lower form where people actually thinking from their own consciousness. They think God and goddesses is actually the end and be all. Crazy, ain't that lunatic? But even when we look at, so even in the Bible, even though they call it the Most High and stuff like that, yeah, I kind of get the standpoint why they even say that. But let's get to this Jesus bullshit. They think to a point, when the people say Jesus is God, they think that's the ultimate be all. No, it's not. I'm so sorry, but he already, and definitely when people take it literally, when they take the book literally, and that's what oh shit, my lighter failed. But to that standpoint, that's where people get lost into that book. They take everything literally. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be real, right? If Moses was walking about 42 years to find a promised land, don't 100% quote me on that, but I know it's like around the 40s or some shit like that. Probably, I want to push it, right? Let's just take it from that aspect. And him and his people was starving, and God just suddenly brought out bread out of the sky and lifted. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck is that not happening now? We have so much. If we're looking at, look, this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's allegories, of course. Why the fuck is nobody? If I'm just saying, I'm not being funny, right? I'm just being real with the shit. Why the fuck is that shit not happening now? It's so much people in need of so much stuff in this type of corrupt reality that we live in. Why the fuck is that not going on? What's so different from that time and this time? Obviously, it's worse. Wouldn't that type of concept of that same being would did the same thing that he did to most people? It doesn't even matter if it doesn't matter if they was, or people like, when they were chosen, it was God people. Well, first of all, I remember in many texts where people would say that all man would know who is God. Or who is, I won't even say God, who is the Most High, or source, the creator, whatever. I know I'm speaking from a Christianity standpoint, but still, bro, like, I'm just gonna cut it off right there. I can say so much other shit. I'm just gonna cut that part off because I don't want to argue about that shit. I already passed that level of thinking and actually processing. But, oh yeah, the point I was getting with, the side note, right? Because I got totally off track. Niggas come with me with this righteousness bullshit, right? And I was like, bro, no, if I can go in your book and show you a verse and tell you, and then let me say this, bro. I don't get how it's so many different groups of Christianity. You have Pentecostal, you have Baptist, you have motherfucking Baptist, Pentecostal, what else you have? You have fucking Jehovah's Witnesses. You have the, I think I said the Baptist. I forgot. Oh, the Moorish, oh no, not the Moorish, I'm sorry, I think the Moorish, no, I think it is Moorish. No, I think it's MORM. Mormon. Oh yeah, Mormon. There we go. I'm so sorry. Forget those two things I just said. Mormons. You have to. And those niggas weird. What else you got? You got a lot of them. Hold on. I'm trying to put. Um. You got some weird shit called the Faithful Church or the Church of Faith. Um. I don't know. I can't think of them all right now. I think some places, I think some of Salvations or some shit like that, that I was looking around looking at. You got some different types of Korean churches. You got different type of Spanish type of church. Oh, the Catholics, of course. All that shit stem from the Catholic Church. I don't think what I noticed with Christianity, they divide themselves so much, and even in their book they said, I'm not, y'all know the verses. Yeah, y'all can, what if you're a Christian, put the verse down in there. Y'all know what verse I'm talking about with the divide thing. I'm not even finna preach that shit. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You can't say, if you can't say that y'all, oh, we're different from the Catholic, we're different from this, we're different from that, but y'all all saying in each book, you're all talking about what? The Creator. Obviously, if you're dividing yourself against that, and not even just that, when we look at history, all that shit points back from the Catholic Church. And when the Pilgrims came over here, that's when they actually start dividing themselves for different types of colonies of churches. First of all, let's get real. So obviously, you can't say we're not different from the, no, you is. Your book stem from Catholic. I was gonna say Catholicism, shit, but all that shit stemmed from there, bro. People, they get so hooked up in the Bible and forget all reasons of history, or from a Western standpoint of history. Let's get that right. But anyways, he was saying that weird shit. If I can come out and point out a verse and your Lord and Savior, your God, no disrespect to him, and Lord, actually, the word Lord means law God, right? If I can point out into your own biblical book, and he said, and he tells you that he created evil, and I, the Lord God, do all these things myself. Definitely when you look in the KJV, bro, if he created evil, he said he created evil and he do it himself. Everything he listed, he said he created what, darkness and all this shit. And I was like, and then people be bashing, definitely these Christians be bashing darkness. Bro, then he gave Aaron treasures out of the darkness, not out of, in the darkness. First of all, I'm probably not saying the verse right, but I can show it, point out the fucking verse. But anyways, all this crazy shit, man. I be tired of some of this shit that I be listening to. Like, I sit there and listen, because I know everything I watch is not a coincidence. When I watch this shit, I'm just like, bro, how does this even correlate to any... I don't really get... Because I still stand for everything that comes my path. You know, it has its own purpose. You know, I don't want to degrade anything. You know what I mean? Like, I have to literally... It's nothing wrong. I don't have nothing wrong with y'all people out there. I don't have nothing wrong with any leaders, nothing like that. I understand that you have gifts. I understand that to 100%. I believe and I know in your gifts. But the way of y'all explaining your own knowledge just to fit your own critique or your own understanding and overstanding and understanding of information is totally wrong. That's why sometimes I question even the message that y'all trying to interpretate to the people. You know what I mean? Because how is that even from a high level of even thinking of consciousness or even actually interpreting? I think most of the times when I think about the gifts, I think I understand people's gifts, and I'm not saying I understand, but I understand the gifts and stuff like that. But I think it also, when they're interpreting messages or channels and stuff like that, I think it's based off the level of consciousness. And whatever deity or whatever entity that they're talking to is receiving that, you do have, I'm not getting to all that. That's what I think that builds upon off. So I won't even bash that cellular information on that, okay? I'm not bashing the reader. I 100% believe in their gifts. That's true. Everybody has gifts down here. But when you're trying to put a negative side of something, I don't agree with that. I really don't. I really don't agree with that type of stuff. Definitely that darkness and light, absolutely. That's not even facts. You know what I mean? The karma thing is not facts. How this law of which people is getting from Tahuti or the law of Mayat, people actually taking they look at it from a where they everybody take the Bible literally. You know what I mean? They don't look for the spiritual aspect and actually understand the programming system of one person. And I don't think people really understand how much they're doing a more damage from people's minds and how they programming and leading people's lives. That's why, and I'm not saying it's all the readers. I hear readers, not even just reader, are people. They would even say to themselves, bro, you have these abilities that you can do yourself. But the one thing I don't get is with the readers is why did they not? If I understand that people can find their own levels of that type of learning how they use them, but if they say that, I just say why you don't teach them? You know what I mean? But then again, we live in a society of business. I understand the business standpoint of it. I'm not bashing their game or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, we should be more focused on teaching how to use. I don't want to say, I guess, guiding people how you understand how to use your own gifts. You know what I mean? Because I understand that we do need guides. For people to unravel their own personal perception or their own personal gifts for their own understandings. Maybe somebody, what they would say, would catch on from when they say, "Oh, okay, I get that." You know what I mean? Just from this, just from a more of a duality. I don't want to say duality. More from an understanding standpoint of consciousness. I understand that people's at different levels of consciousness, but it doesn't mean that one is higher than the other one. I'm not saying that. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's that type of stuff that I look on here. I scroll up, if I'm a little late, you know what I mean? It's late as fuck. That's one thing. I'm not bashing anybody here. I'll look and, I scroll through a lot of things. You know what I mean? I be trying to get the fundamental aspect of people, concepts and stuff like that. Even when I read certain things, most of the shit I make sure I take things as certain information. I take it as a grain of salt. If it doesn't match up to anything truthful, then I won't accept it. Because I read this one book called The Book of Timeline. Bro, these niggas, when I was looking at this book, damn, I should probably say the book, because I don't got time for somebody using that shit. Right? The book was doing what, magic, right? The book, when I'm gonna say, right, people who read this book, if you're not, I'm fair warning, bro. That shit is something else, man. Like, I'm gonna say from the base, even for me, when I was reading it, I was like, oh man, I ain't doing all this shit. I get this spiritual concept, but like, bro, them nigga, yeah, that was some crazy shit. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna cut. That shit was like what they was telling you to do. And I know most occultists will probably actually try to do it, but that only, to me, when I look at it, it only depends on the level of your genetics. That's what that based on when you have to do those type of things. So when I read that, I was like, okay, that's what they had to do to reach that type of connection or channeling, or actually using bringing that into their own proposition of their own reality. That's what they had to do just to manifest that type of energy or whatever type of magical use that the person want to have, right? That's how I was looking at it, because I'm like, bro, I'm not finna like ejaculate on, it was, bro, that shit was crazy, blood and all this stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with it, nothing like that. But when you get into these things, you want to try these stuff out, and people be more scared because what people say on this on this social media platform, they frighten people to actually not use their boundaries. But I'm not saying study before you do anything. You know what I mean? It's not to promote fear. It's just actually just study and know what you're doing. And most times when you read these books and you feel like when your spirit telling you like, hey, what the fuck, you know what I mean? You don't have to do it like that, but you can use the symbolisms, the sigils, anything in there that has good information that feel right to your spirit, or yeah, basically that feels right into your own existence, and use it. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying this is the point of when you're into spiritual shit. Everything's deal with imagination and creativity. You don't have to use the creativity that somebody handed to you. That's just a guide at the end of the day. What you're supposed to be doing is actually advancing. We're not supposed to be going back in no fucking ancient days. We're supposed to be full ahead of this throttle, bro. We're supposed to be thinking from an advanced state of mindset. That's what I think that people lose concept of. People be trying to go back to the days of the ancient and lose concept of actually advancing what we already know. It's good to study. It's good to study your own history, or your own, yeah, basically your own history. But when you study all that, it's to a point. Okay, I study all this. Now I need to advance what I learned. You don't just reuse everything that they already used. That's the stupidity. We're at square one. You know what I mean? We fell so far behind from deterioration. We're not even actually evolving. That's the standpoint that I'm thinking that people are getting lost. When you bring your own creativity into the definitely with this magic, it's more important because it's your own signature. It's your own magic. It's your own way of being. That's what makes you unique. That's what brings your own prosperity, your own abundance. You know what I mean? This what I'm saying. Like, even with me, when I do my magic, I make sure it's in my creativity and my uniqueness. It's what I express myself. It's what I imagine. It's what I visualize. That's what that is. That's uniqueness. That's thinking outside of the box. That's actually evolving and advancing your own consciousness, physically and spiritually.